He did it through McPhillippi.
Oh, he's not though. Old Wakey is straight to the fence, and Stickers might take advantage here. There's damage on Old Wakey's car.
What is he doing? Oh boy! Oh, big crash. Huge crash. Glasses into him. Glasses into him.
Let's say a second away from the podium.
It's not over till it's over.
Get the drive. Who's it gonna be? Oh my god! He gets it. Does he get it? He goes into the lead. Oh my god! Oh, that is absolutely incredible. Oh boy!
He's turned up. Oh, he's in it. Oh, it's drama. He's gone for a move very opportunistic. Oh, that came out of nowhere from Morgan Davis.
The battle back for second is an absolute hot rocket. Oh, it's a big tap from Raceman to Wakey. Raceman to the wall. But he's recovered straight away. That bump was so lucky. We'll get a quick break.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Sector 1. It is, of course, the Sector 1 Supercars season finale here tonight at Sardegna A. We have a 5.11 kilometer circuit for you today. We'll just head across to the track map. It's 5.11 kilometers, as I said, around 15 corners of this purpose-built and public road circuit. We've come full circle since round 1, where we had a very similar circuit at St. Croix, and we're back on a public road circuit for round 8 and the finale of the Sector 1 Supercars. No rain on the horizon tonight, unfortunately, but it is a 15-minute qualifying and a 50-minute race for our Division 1 and Division 3 guys, as always. Coming right up, it is the Division 3 guys, and it's getting very, very spicy in the standings. So, my name is Lenosis, and joining me in the commentary box for our Division 3 sessions tonight is Cruisin. How are we doing tonight, Cruisin?
I'm very well, thank you. Pretty pumped for some racing.
Yeah, we'll just have a look at the Division 3 points now. As we see the current order, it's Dadson who goes into the season finale with a 5-point buffer to the guys behind. Guri's teammate in P2 on 170 points. Stranger in third on 167. He's still in contention for the title. It's going to take a lot, but with the front two fighting, and I wouldn't write him off at all. So anything can happen. This is Motorsport. Grassy's in fourth on 137. And next up, from 5th down to 9th, we have an absolutely insane battle. It's 5 points that separates Killer, VF, Daz, Pruski, and Carbon Boy, which, I mean, is just absolutely insane. The fact that we've done 7 races so far, and these guys are still so tight. Benier is 10th in the standings, S-Mid 11th, and Filthy in 12th. So we have a lot to look forward to in tonight's runnings. Is there anybody who you want to look out for in tonight's race, Cruisin?
Yes, I believe that we have a special tribute livery on the RCLL car, driven by... I'm not sure who's in the chat. What is he? So he's on the track.
Are you talking about VF with the, it's sort of like an inverted colour scheme, it looks.
Yes.
It'd be interesting to see how that looks
There he is.
out on
He's in
track.
pit lane, that's why I couldn't see him. He's in pit lane.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's running a, and it's got a little thank you note on the side of the car from the team owner. One and only D-Play.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to see that one out on track tonight. And we have a magnificent race coming up. Qualifying is just around the corner, guys, so stay tuned for that. I think it's Cruiser that just needs to click the big red button whenever he's ready, and we'll get straight into qualifying. But I am looking forward to the next hour and 5 minutes of Sector 1
Here we
Division
go.
3 racing. That's for sure.
Button has been clicked.
As we head into the final qualifying session for the Division 3 boys this season. And what a season it has been. As they're getting ready to start, the session has been green flagged. We are on board with the current championship leader, the prospector as we like to call him now, and he leads them out, followed by one of his championship rivals, Stranger in P2, who, I mean, both of their liveries have been looking absolutely fantastic all season long, and it's just great to see. As we look back and we have, it looks like that's Carbon Boy that is third on the road. Timing screen says it's Grassy's, but Grassy's is in P4, so when they cross the timing line, there we go, we have our confirmation. Actually, no, that has just made it worse and mixed up the order even more, so we'll just let these guys run around for a bit. So, speaking of VF, jumping on board and having a look at his livery, it looks fantastic on that Dodge Viper. And yeah, so as you're saying, what does it have written on the side? Just like a thank you message? Or?
This is the last season for RCLL, I believe. So we've just got a little thank you for team owner D-Play.
Okay. Okay, that makes a lot of sense.
For his efforts and yes.
Yeah, well, VF has been looking very hot in the last few races. Could he potentially bring a podium or, dare I say, a win for RCLL as a good sending off for the team and the team owner? We'll have to see. As we look back up front, and it should be sorting itself now, the timing screens. Yes, it does. Dadson leads them away on his first flying lap. Stranger in P2 on the road. Carbon Boy third behind them. And Grassy's fourth in his Fanatec not Blacklight. It's Lucky's Lawn Care Racing Mercedes. And Brewer, the other Obsession Motorsport car in tonight's lineup. Fifth on the road, and he's had a couple of quiet races recently at Dragon Trail and Road Atlanta, but I've heard whispers of a good tune, and he's going to be getting everything he can out of that car tonight, so looking for a good result, Brewer. Behind him is Killer on the Loose. It's the Green Beacon entry in the Dodge Viper as well. Daz for Deeds in his Mercedes, sitting behind, just tucked under the rear wing of Killer at the moment. S-Mid, the other Green Beacon entry in the Aston Martin, the Red Mist Aston Martin. Just 8th on the road at the moment, and currently sits in 10th in the overall standings, so he's going to be looking to have a good race on this one to round out his season, his rookie season. Benia in 9th position on the road, and looking very, very racy in practice so far, so looking to see good things from Benia tonight. And VF, as we've already spoken, well, looked at him.
But our first time's coming in.
Yep. Oh, Dadson 41.6, and oh, very close. Stranger to the top. Carbon Boy just behind them. Grassy's bit of a slower lap. Might not be very representative. As Brewer and Killer come through to set their lap times, as well as Daz into the 43s for these guys. Benia goes into P5, and S-Mid, we saw him sort of aboard his lap there as well. So, Gurr goes into P5, Grassy's into P4, VF in P6, so that completes the first flies. There's somebody parked up there. It looks like Daz is parked after turn 2, just letting everybody past. Maybe trying to get a bit of strategy by just parking it after turn 1. As S-Mid is on a personal best lap time here. He needs to improve. It's definitely not a representative lap time, that 1:53.8. We should see him definitely moving up the pack towards the end of the session. Already 5 minutes through this session. It's a longer track, this one. The lap times, I mean, you don't get too many laps to go around to putting your qualifying, but they'll still get about 5 or 6 or 7, I reckon, easily.
We're about to come around again with the 2 leaders just going at it.
As Dadson crosses the line, goes purple. Stranger doesn't improve. It's a 41.3 for Dadson. Carbon Boy down in his time. Grassy's next across the line, down as well by 4 100ths. And next across the line it is Pro. He improves, and so does Killer. They remain in the same positions, however. Benny will be next. As he crosses the line, puts himself into P8 ahead of Prua. And it'll be S-Mid has picked up a 1 second penalty, so his lap time it won't count. Not too sure where he's picked that up. I would assume it'd be the last few corners, as they seem to bite. Oh, as he picks up another penalty at turn 1 for his troubles. That's not very good for S-Mid, but the last lap was a 1:42.4, which would have put him into P7. So definitely should see S-Mid improve once he serves that penalty. 8 minutes and 45 seconds to go in this qualifying session. As we see Dadson and Stranger. Stranger was actually overtaken Dadson there. Dadson's had a big oversteer moment. Barely holds on to it, to be honest. As Stranger approaches the penultimate corner, and it's pretty much flat until the finish line from here. Rounds the right-handed kink. Oh, very wide, holds onto it. Oh, Dadson doesn't! Dadson's gone! Oh dear. As Stranger improves, not enough for the pole, but Dadson, it's all gone away from him there. As we'll have a look on the Next Level Racing action replay. And we've just seen the background as we're following on with Stranger, and Dadson very wide, gets it all stuck up on that curb, and he's just lost it and into the wall just before the finish line. So, ooh, not great from Dadson there. As Carbon Boy, Grassy, Benia and Pro have pit for a new set of boots. Dadson still on provisional pole halfway through the qualifying session. I wouldn't expect that to stand with the current lap time. I'd like to see these guys get quicker as the session goes on, but anything can happen, and as it stands, Dadson is going to be leading him into turn 1 as he's down this lap because he spun on the previous lap. I would imagine he would pit at the end of this lap. Stranger, I believe, is on a personal best lap time. I'm not too sure whether it's purple, as he heads down towards the finish line now. Will he pit though? That's the question. Very wide, holds onto it, and looking at the times as he comes across, this could be it. He does! Goes to the top of the pile, Stranger. Great lap time. So, Cruisin', are there any surprises you reckon from anybody up and down the grid, or?
Well, I've just noticed VF has parked it in the pits. I'm not sure if there's a problem with the car or something, but yeah, he's just stage 3 at the moment.
Yeah, looking at the Viper stopped in the pits, we can see that thank you message on the side that you're talking about earlier, as we see Gura come into the pits as well. And Dadson, the two Dadson Racing golden Dadson cars coming to the pits. And oh, Grassy's in 7th position, 1 millisecond behind Daz in P6. Oh, very tight down the bottom. So as it stands, Stranger, he's got the pole position with 5 minutes remaining in the session. Does Dadson have any answers? That's the big question. Carbon Boy 6/10 behind the 2 leaders, but he is on a personal best through Sector 1. Could we see Carbon Boy spoil the party late in this qualifying session? As he comes into the hairpin from the back straight and gets on the power early, using as much curb as he can. As we see Grassy's a bit of a squiggly moment on the exit of the corner there, but holds on to it. He's definitely not purple, he's a personal best here. Carbon Boy, 4/10 up, just 1 more sector to drive. Down into the penultimate corner now, chucking it down through the gears, onto the power early. Can he get this final turn right? Seems like he does. How far up the pile is he going to go? Is he going to stay where he is? He is, but he's only a 10th down on Dadson. Now, Grassis improves to P5 also.
And Carbon slipped his way into 3rd.
Yeah, he was in
5.
Yeah, he was in 3rd position, but he definitely closed up that gap. It was 6/10, now a 10.5 to Dadson. It's could Carbon Boy spoil the party up top and get involved in this championship battle? As we see Benier improve on that last lap to a 42.4. S-Med still having difficulties with his car. Can't quite get the pace that he got on his second flying lap with that 42.4. He hasn't been able to improve actually. And this should be his first flying lap, his first proper flying lap. It looks like he's made a mistake on lap 4. And he'll definitely be purple. I mean, not purple, blue as he comes through the timing line for Sector 1, which is just up the road. And he crosses it, and he is definitely well and truly personal best time. As he's way offline onto the marbles through the sweeper. Now the big run down towards the hairpin. As he comes into the hairpin now. Gets on the power early, lights up the rear wheels, but holds onto it. As he barrels down towards the timing line. What's it going to be? 10 seconds up on his personal best. Might not. He's hit the wall! Oh no! That's basically thrown away the lap for S-Med. He's going to have 2 more goes at it. No, he's parked it.
Gross, just hit the wall. And I think that would have been
As we look up to Gur, it's...
yeah, he was on a lap too.
Yeah, well, he's going to get 2 more cracks at it. As he crosses the timing line now, 4 seconds down. So S-Med will set a personal fastest lap, but I don't think it's going to be competitive, no. 1:49. So S-Med leaving it very late to set a good time. And he's shown glimpses of paces. He's way off into the gravel trap. That has not gone well for S-Med. As we'll have a look on the Next Level Racing action replay at what happened there. It's all gone wrong for S-Med as he dives down into the braking zone. And off into the gravel trap. Not ideal at all. S-Med 8 seconds off the pole at the moment, and he definitely has more in him, that's for sure. As most of these guys are going to get 2 more laps, but Dadson, he's setting a personal quicker sector in Sector 2 as he goes, big drift through the 3rd to last corner. Down into the 2nd to last, and onto the power early, using all the curb he can. Has he thrown away this pole position is the question. Down into the left, the right-handed kink now. Survives the curb this time round, and what's it going to be? Oh, he improves 3 thousandths behind Stranger. So we look back to Stranger, who is not on a lap at the moment, as we see, oh, Brewer just spinning his wheels at the entrance to the pit lane. Yeah, going into the pits. So this is going to be the last chance for these guys to set a lap time. Next time round is going to be the end of the session. It might be the end for S-Mid, however. S-Mid isn't going to make it to the line. Does he make it? Oh, he barely makes it. And now, oh no, no, he's done. He's finished.
Dadson's on a lap here.
So S-Mid doesn't get a proper lap in. So Dadson flashing his lights at Carbon Boy. Carbon Boy moves out the way to let Dadson through as he flies through to the hairpin now. There's more traffic for him. As we see Grassy's parked it up on the inside. That's a good sport from Grassy's. Oh. So unfortunately, the session has ended prematurely, but the qualifying order is as follows. So Stranger is on pole position with a 141.2, and Dadson 300ths behind with a 141.24, and Carbon Boy in P3 with a 41.5. VF in 4th, Grassy's 5th, Gurr 6th, which really isn't great for his championship bid. Daz in 7th, Killer 8th, Benny in 9th, Pro 10th, and S-Mid in P11. So this is getting very, very spicy indeed, as the race is about to start, which whenever you're ready to click the big red button, cruising, it's ready to go. And it looks like the race is about to start, and all the drivers are on the grid ready to go. The next 50 minutes will decide a Sector 1 champion. The nerves must be so intense for these guys as they line up on the grid. As we are green flag racing here at Sardegna. The 50 minutes has started. Stranger gets a brilliant start off the line. We see him move in the background maybe. It looks like Grassy's pulling out of the line. Oh, Carbon Boy thinking about a move on. Oh! Huge drama! Daz has taken out Gurr. Oh no! Daz has taken out the championship rival. Oh no! Oh... You have to feel gutted for Gurr and Daz. Oh, we'll have a look back on the Next Level Racing action replay as they barrel down towards turn 1. And we just see in the background, it looks like Dazzy's got it all sorts of sideways and just oversteered out of the way and into the side of Gurr, who's been taken out. So as it stands, Dadson is the Division 3 champion. But there's still a long way to go in this race. 49 minutes. There's Carbon Boy right up under the rear wing of Dadson there. VF in P4. And it looks like the order more or less hasn't changed. Prua's made up a few positions actually. Started P10, now up into P7. And not the greatest start for Gurr, as he's at the back of the pack now. 8 seconds already off the leaders, so it's going to be a massive job to try and claw through the pack for Gurr on a recovery drive to try and salvage something from this championship. As we see Dadson on the back of Stranger now. A 10th and a half. Could he go for a move? This could be the move for the championship. And he thinks about it, but no, just hold off. Oh! It's Carbon Boy's gone! Carbon Boy! Oh no! He screwed it all up at turn 1. Oh no! More drama, and Dadson goes into the lead of the race. Oh my! So we look on the Next Level Racing Action replay. Carbon Boy, he's got stuck up on that right side of the track, and he's gone between the two of them. It looks like Dadson was going to make the move anyway, but it compromised Stranger's entry because he had to move out of the way to avoid the incoming driver. But Carbon Boy down to P10. It was such a promising qualifying for him. He's best of the season, I'm pretty sure, but oh, gutted for him. As Stranger half a second off the back of Dadson as they head down towards the hairpin. Now the twisty section of the circuit. This is where Stranger is good. He's shown it all season long. He's able to set up the car to be able to handle the tight and technical sections on the circuits, as there's 2.5 tenths separating these two protagonists on the power rally, using as much curb as they can. As they head down towards the start-finish line. And Dadson, he's pulled a bit of a gap, 8.5 tenths now, as he sets the fastest lap of the race, a 1:42.1. No, sorry, wait. I think I'm just blind at that. I just basically made up a number, I'm pretty sure there, or unless I'm seeing things. It was a 43.4.
We've got a good little battle between the two Dodge Vikings here.
Yeah, for the podium, we got Killer up there as well, battling VF. And VF is purple. Five minutes into this 50-minute race so far, and we've had so much drama in such little time. So we look back to Gurr, and he's currently sitting in P9, just off the back of S-Mid. As we see this fight for the podium now, it's VF and Killer. Like just a 10.5 separating these two. I wouldn't put it past Killer to chuck it up the inside as soon as he can.
I think
she thinks about it. Oh.
Wording pit lane was VF was just quietly confident for this round. He was pretty happy with the car setup.
Well, it's good to be confident. Looks like VF gets a mega exit out of the last corner though, and just edges out that gap to Killer to 8.5 tenths. And just like in the first race, we see Dadson and Stranger battling it out. As we see Grassy, he's in a bit of no man's land at the moment. Gurr's off. Oh no, yeah. What's happened to Gurr?
I think he turn 1.
Oh no, it's all gone from bad to worse for Gurr. This is definitely not helping his championship hopes. As we look up to Dadson and Stranger now, we're just right on board with Stranger as he's chasing down Dadson. As unfortunately the onboard camera is broken for whatever reason. So we will note that. They are both purple, Stranger and Dadson, as Stranger got the fastest lap on the previous lap with a 1:42.2. So they barrel down towards the left-handed kink. I mean, right-handed kink. And then now barreling down towards the start-finish line. Great pace from Stranger. Sets another purple lap with a 41.6. There's something wrong with my timing sheets today. It says that the lap times are a lot quicker than what is actually happening. It says that, yeah, it said that Stranger's lap time was a 141.6 there. Maybe I wasn't seeing things when I said that Dadson's quickest lap was a 41.3.
I've got 141.835 Stranger.
Yeah, that shows up now, and it set it down at the fastest lap, but on the sidebar it said a 41.6, which was incorrect. Not too sure why it's doing that. Dadson edging out a gap that is 1 second large. Just a little bit of breathing room, but you don't want to take too much of a breath as Stranger is right behind, ready to pounce at any mistake. Oh, as we see... Oh, what happened? What? I think VF just lagged a little bit and it looked like he parked it, but... Oh, as he goes wide! Oh! Almost loses it from VF. I was flirting with the grass there. Catch that on the Next Level Racing action replay as he came through turn 10, and yeah, very close to that wall.
Right there.
As we see S-Mid making the move on Benia, eyes forward after that poor qualifying session from him. Sets his quickest lap of the day, actually, 42.5. His qualifying time wasn't really representative of his true pace, as we see grass, he's spilling gravel all over the circuit there. As it's on between Killer and VF still, as it looked like Killer was going for a move immediately. As Killer is purple actually through the first sector. Killer, he's already... Oh, into the wall, Killer! Oh, did he touch it?
I think that was just a slight graze.
As we look on the replay, we'll slow it down here and just have a look whether he did in fact touch the wall or not. Oh, it looked like he may have touched the wall. Oh, very, very tight. Wouldn't want to go much quicker than that, that's for sure. As he's now sitting about 8/10 off the back of VF. As we just look to the chat for now, and hello, there's a lot of familiar names here. We have Debrevin chat, Petey Pops, Womble, and Bumcrack. Hello everybody, and Motorsport Football 92 and KarenUnleashed. Shice is in chat, and yeah, Petey Pop still rooting for Guru to claw back in this one. I'm not too sure he'll get it done, but it's just damage limitation at this point for Guru. But looking down to Carbon Boy, oh my, he's making the move on Benia. Oh, they were side by side through that whole thing. He almost pulled off the move on Benia through the first series of turns, but that would have been incredible had he got it done, but unfortunately doesn't make it stick. Right up under the rear wing of Benia. And just in front of Benia is his Obsession teammate of Prua. Does he dive down the inside into the hairpin? He does. Can he get it pulled up? He does. And Benny is going to try the switch back. Can't quite get the drive out of the corner though. So Carbon Boy up into P8.
That was a beautiful move.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll catch that on the Next Level Racing Action replay real quick as we see him just chuck it down the inside. Brilliant textbook move from Carbon Boy, but he has to defend again from Benia. Benia, hard on the brakes, almost gets the run on him. This is some great racing from these guys. Carbon Boy just holds onto the position for now, though. Using the slipstream of his team boss to pull him along and out of the grips of Benia is always nice. As that gap goes up to 8/10.
is finally starting to kind of broken Killer just slightly.
Yeah, and he's within touching distance of the leaders as well. That gap is only sitting at 2.5 seconds with about a second gap back to Killer. So if you can hold on to this one, I mean, he's had great form in the other races, but unable to convert those brilliant starts into anything noteworthy. But here's his chance to take his maiden podium for the season and cement himself as one of the guys to mess with in this category. Looking back to this battle between Prua, Carbon Boy and Benia, we even see S-Mid, he's not too far out of the action there as well. As Carbon Boy goes defensive, it might have also been a move, but Benia gets the drive, this time out of the hairpin, side by side as they head towards the uphill section of the track. Just pulls out of it, and Carbon Boy holds on to the position for now. Oh, Carbon Boy wide! Just holds on to it. That's going to give Benia half a sniff, but Carbon Boy positions the car well. Onto the power there. Early, and Grassies needs to be careful as well, as S-Med isn't too far behind as we see. Oh, a big oversteer moment from Prua. Holds on to it for now. As we look back up to the towards the front, not necessarily the front, but yeah, VF extending his legs once again. 1.2 seconds, 1.3 seconds that gap now. 1.4, so Killer poor exit out of the turn 4 there. And the gap between Dadson and Stranger closer than it's been in a long while, actually. 15 minutes into the race, and 4/10 the gap currently sits at between these two championship rivals. And these guys have had such good racing all season long. It's been clean and fair most of the time. I mean, nothing between these two that would be considered malicious or on purpose. Oh, VF is gone! Oh, VF is gone. He's hit the wall. Oh, he barely holds on to it. Killer up into P3. Oh, no. It's all gone south for VF. As we look back on the Next Level Racing Action replay at that one. And, oh, what's happened there? So, we look in the background, and it looks like he's just got it all sorts of sideways. He's been thrown into the wall and then into the inside wall, making a bit of contact there. As, oh, not great for VF. He's going to have to claw his way back into this podium position.
Done well to save what he could have though.
Yeah, didn't lose too much there, so car control from VF to not lose out big time there, absolutely. As we see, Carbon Boy has made his way past Prua and now has eyes for S-Mid. 7.5 tenths, so we could see a great recovery drive from Carbon Boy to work his way back up through the field, which currently P7. And within touching distance of the other guys ahead, so S-Mid is there. And then a bit of a gap between S-Mid to Grassies and then Grassies to VF. But
yeah, Carbon Boy's lap times is definitely on the charts. Very consistent.
And it looks like Carbon Boy has got past S-Mid. So it's a great move from Carbon Boy. We'll see if we can catch it on the next level racing action replay. Yeah, as he barrels down towards the hairpin, just gets it done. So good stuff from Carbon Boy. Eyes forward, and Carbon Boy showing everybody that he is a force to be reckoned with. And now looking up, we have Grassy's 1.4 seconds down the road from Carbon Boy. VF just losing touch from Killer again a little bit. 1.4 seconds that gap. Was sitting at a second this time last lap. Oh, VF is gone! Oh no! Oh no, he's right in the middle of the track! Oh, does well to get out of the way, but oh, he's lost all the positions there. Oh no. VF loses it yet again. As we look back at the next level racing action replay, what's happened here? We'll slow it down. It looks like he's done what Carbon Boy did and just got it stuck up on the gravel trap there. Oh, yeah, he's got it stuck up on that gravel.
Once the tyres start to wear on the wipers, it just becomes a very unstable front end kickoff.
Yeah, so, oh my goodness, we have 6 cars in the space of about 5 seconds here. We have a massive battle pack shaping up as we see Carbon Boy gets the move done on Grassy's. So does well again, up into P4 once again. Although he's got an 8-second gap to Killer. Could he potentially close that up? We'll have to wait and see, but this man is absolutely flying at the moment. Fastest man on track by far. Absolutely incredible. Oh, as we see S-Mid wide. Oh. Seems like that turn 12 just seems to be the one that catches a lot of drivers out. So we have a massive train from 4th down to 10th here. I guess you could consider Gurr back into this battle once again. Just sitting 2 seconds off the back of Benio. I wouldn't want to discredit Gurr at the moment, but as for his championship hopes, it's gonna take a lot of praying to get back stuck into this one. So that gap between the two leaders, it's just staying around about that 8/10th mark. So I don't think either of these guys are pushing too hard. Sitting around the 42, mid-42s for these guys at the moment for their race pace. So, doing a good job. These guys, as Stranger closing up that gap, half a tenth now as they head towards the hairpin. Dadson a little bit wide that time, but and allows Stranger to get a great exit, closing up that gap even more. Just sitting under the rear wing of Dadson now. As they come through turn 12, no mistakes from these guys, absolutely not. As they barrel down towards the penultimate corner, turn 14. On the power early, Stranger could be thinking about a move here. We've just passed the 20-minute mark in this race, so these guys are going to start thinking about a pit stop in the coming laps. For now, Stranger could try a move on Dadson. He doesn't seem like he has the straight line speed at all. Just losing time to time.
Fuel and tyres, there's no clear standout. Really, they're all pretty much sitting the same amount of tyre wear.
Is that everyone from the entire grid or just the top 2?
Pretty much everyone. So from Dadson pretty much has the same as
we see a move from VF. VF goes down the inside of S-Mid. Can he get it pulled off? Oh, they're side by side through the next section of corners, but can't quite pull it off, S-Mid. Sorry to interrupt you there, Cruisin', as you were saying.
Oh, you know, I was just saying, like...
Oh! Benny is gone! Oh, no! Oh, that's massive! Oh! Oh, as we look back on the next level racing action replay, what's happened there? And it looks like he's just got it sideways on the entry of the corner. No, he's just, too much speed, overspeed, and he's lost it on the inside curb. When we were here at Sardegna last season, that corner, it was a little bit harder to navigate as you took the alternate route, as it got it the name dubbed the Wall of Champions 2. So Benia just losing it there. It was an odd incident for Benia, down to P10. So hopefully, third time lucky, as you were saying, Cruisin.
Well, I was just saying, yeah, there's no real, like, the entire grid pretty much has the same tyre wear with the same amount of fuel. All kind of wearing their tyres pretty heavily, and they're all
very even up and down the grid. Is very interesting as we see Carbon Boy pushing. He's close 3 seconds to Killer in the last 2 laps alone. Killer is on Carbon Boy is on an absolute charge. As we see it all kicking off. S-Mid goes down the inside of Grassy's but pulls out at the last minute. As, we have a massive battle pack. Scrap. These guys picking up the scraps wherever they can. As they head towards turn 4 now. Turning off the circuit and onto the public roads. And this is a massive dogfight for P5. As VF tries around the outside of S-Mid, but with the sweeper up ahead, you're not going to get many overtaking opportunities. Oh! S-Mid very close to the wall.
Carbon Boy just had a huge moment. Saved it though, but he did just graze the wall coming up that backswing.
As we see S-Mid, it's VF sideways, and Pruitt tries to go down the inside. He goes down the inside. Can he get it pulled up? Yes, he does. He gets it done on VF, but not quite on S-Mid. As they're still going at it as they head up the hill now. Oh, S-Mid's gone again, and it's almost go. As is Pruitt going to chuck it down the inside? Yes, he does. Can he get it pulled up? Oh my gosh, Pruitt's gone. Oh, VF is gone again. Oh my, what's happened there? Oh no, as we look back in the Next Level Racing action replay to unpack what just happened, as we see a few people diving into the pits. So Pruitt dives down the inside, and then VF is offline, and he's just got stuck on the marbles, I think. Oh, as it hasn't registered. That was the original move that Pruitt pulled off on S-Mid, but 25 minutes left to go, and we see VF, Grassy's, Killer, not Killer, Gur and S-Mid all into the pits. S-Mid very low on fuel, but the others more or less the same. VF seems to have the biggest fuel save at the moment, so good on him. The gap up front between Dadson and Stranger edging out to about the 1 second mark, still more or less around the same time gap that we saw, that we have seen so far. As Killer, he just finds himself in massive no man's land at the moment. He's got the championship leaders up front, 7.5 seconds down the road, and behind him he has a 6.5 second gap to Carbon Boy, who's still getting settled. Maybe running out of grip, Carbon Boy, but I would imagine most of these guys are going to be pitting this lap. Yes, Dadson into the pit. Stranger has used a lot of fuel. 3% left in the car. Killer in as well. Does Carbon Boy go around again? That's the big question. Killer uses everything he's got in the tank. Carbon Boy thinks about going around again, but eventually pulls in. Good save from Carbon Boy. Pruitt pulls in, has used pretty much everything. Benia rounds the final corner, peels into the pits as well. 4% on his car. Daz rounding the final corner. He goes around again. Yes, he does. He's going to inherit the lead of the race here. As Grassy's, he's still miles away, but Dadson comes out of the pits. 2.5 seconds to Stranger. So that's how much the fuel save has kept him in this Dadson. He has a massive gap back to Stranger now, 2.5 seconds. Going up to almost 3. But Carbon Boy, massive save on Killer, and now 4 seconds, just the gap between these guys. Carbon Boy could be in for a podium, despite the lap 2 antics. As it looks like Grassis has a massive save on the guys behind and just sort of peels away from this battle pack, which started with 6 cars but is now only down to 3 cars. So Prua currently leads this battle pack ahead of Gur and Esmid. Gur, he is in the championship fight still. Oh, Esmid very, very wide. See if we can catch that on the replay. We can, and we'll get that back in the slow motion as they came around the sweeper, and Esmid, oh, you don't want to go much wider than that, that's for sure. So we see Grassy's the man in a bit of no man's land at the moment as well. 4 seconds either side. Daz pits with 4% in the tank. And Dadson retakes the lead of the race. 1.6 seconds to Strange as a Stranger immediately out of the gates is pushing his car. He knows that if he wants any hope of winning this championship, he needs to catch out Dadson. As it stands, with the pole position and fastest lap from Stranger, if he gets the win as well, it still won't be enough. He needs an extra 2-point buffer, so he needs Dadson to finish 3rd. The way it's going, Dadson will have won the championship by if I can remember correctly, if I can do some quick math, Dadson would get 30 points, Stranger would also get 30 points. So he'd win it by 8 points. As they round the 2nd sector now. And that gap goes up to 2.2 seconds. Oh! Dadson cutting the corner there. That might come with a bit of an invoice. Rounds the penultimate corner now. As we look down, pardon me, as we look down to Carbon Boy, he's currently 3 seconds off the back of Killer, so got some new boots on his car and immediately on the charge once again, hunting down this podium from Killer. Claiming what was his earlier on in the late race 16 laps ago. Looks like our Carbon Boy hasn't really learned his lesson from the earlier days either, as he's using as much as that entry curb as he wants, as much as he can into turn 1. That's what saw him make that mistake the first time round, but as long as he doesn't spin it again, everything should be fine for him. 20 minutes remaining in this one as we see this battle pack for 6th. It's just starting to spread out a bit. Some good pace from Prua, and we haven't really seen Gur as quick as we've seen in previous races. So we see a bit of a fight between VF and Benia now. Benia eyes forward, potentially making a move down to the hairpin. He goes for it. Can he stick it down the inside? No, nowhere near close enough to pull that one off. As we see the gap between the two championship rivals The Prospector opening up the gap to 3 seconds now. Carbon Boy slowly reeling in Killer. 2.8 seconds the gap currently. As we see Gur and S-Mid battling it out. Gur under a lot of pressure from S-Mid. S-Mid definitely going to go for a move. Looks to the left, looks to the right as Gur has his hazard lights on by the looks of it, so maybe a bit of an intimidation tactic from Gur, or in the panic of the battle, he's just turned on his hazard lights. As S-Mid, he's got the outside line, sends Gur an arrow, and tries for the switchback. Can't quite get it done, unfortunately. But he's going to try again. No, he's not going to try into the sweeper. He just holds off behind, hoping to get a run down into the hairpin. It's a lot better line from S-Mid that time round than the previous time. Can he get the move done? As they barrel down towards the hairpin. Can S-Mid pull out? Oh, as we look up ahead and Grassy's tries for a move on. Oh, Grassy's gone! Oh no! Grassy's off in the background, and we'll have a look on the Next Level Racing action replay. Now he's going to be right out in front of Benia and VF here as well. Plots right into the middle of that battle. So we'll have a look on the Next Level Racing action replay, and we saw Grassy's try around the outside. And, oh, yeah, there's nothing from Prua there. It looks like Grassy's has just gone off on his own, unfortunately, which you never like to see. Looks like he just got a bit of chronic understeer. Got his car stuck up on the marbles, and didn't end up too great for him in the end. So could we have a tyre and fuel update, Cruisin'?
Oh, yeah, so we got our leaders. Pretty much identical. 3/4 of the tank, not much tyre wear. And behind that is Killer, same thing, so top 3 is the same. Got Carbon Boy, pretty much the same thing, not much tyre wear. Enough fuel. All looking about the same, except for VF, who's actually got the least amount of fuel on board.
Is that Prua?
No, VF.
VF. Alright.
We're all sitting around the 3/4 mark, except VF is just over half.
Alright, so nobody's really put a bit more in or anything. It's everyone seems to be having similar numbers for their strategies.
Couple down the back are using a bit more tyre wear than the front runners.
I'm not sure if Stranger has had an issue here, but he's now 6 seconds off the back of Dadson. Yeah, he's definitely had a big issue. 146 to the last lap, 4 seconds down off his pace. Yeah, he's had big issues, Stranger. Did you happen to catch anything, or? Oh, as we see somebody sideways, though, that's
yeah,
Daz.
Let's have a look. Lap 16 was a 45. There's something's happening.
I believe that was his out lap.
Oh, it is too, yeah.
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 But the last lap, lap 20, it's
46.
Yeah, he's had a big issues, so maybe potentially going off somewhere. As we look behind, and Killer under a lot of pressure from Carbon Boy. 1.5 seconds the gap now. Who could have written this for Carbon Boy after lap 2?
I'm torn between these two. I'm going to have to wait to see where they finish, because I think these two might be the driver of the day contest.
Yeah, absolutely. You can make a case for either of these guys at the moment. As we see Killer going really wide, and a big moment from Carbon Boy on the exit. Yeah, you could make a case for either of these guys being driver of the day. Oh! Killer's made a mistake! Killer's gone! Oh no!
That
Another
wasn't a
victim!
crash, was it?
Another victim of that turn 13! As we look back on the replay, it looks like he's got it all sorts of wrong. Coming through, yeah, way offline, misjudges the grip out there and hits the wall. Carboy says, thank you very much, I'll take that. Oh no! Grassy's is gone! Oh, Grassy's is off again! What's happened to Grassy's? Grassy's has had a massive moment somewhere and he's dropped all the way down to P10. That is not ideal at all for Grassy's. But you just see the fog and the clouds starting to come over the track and starting to get a bit slippery for these guys.
Yeah, I've just realised as well, we've had a wind change direction.
Oh, that's probably massively contributing to the difficulties that these drivers are having.
So it's heading like across the wind now rather than just a downwind. It's coming across the track. So it's probably messing with the braking zones a bit.
Yeah, and the wind is very awkward the way it is for that technical sector 2 and the start of sector 3 where they head uphill and through the quick left, right, left. Pro are under a lot of pressure from the duck at the moment. Just 5/10 the gap. It looks like this race, it hasn't been too bad of a performance from Gurr after the lap 1 antics. He's just been plugging along. He hasn't had the greatest pace either. He's just been plugging along and picking people off as they come. And consistency pays on a track like this. So we look up front and Dadson, a massive gap, 5 seconds to second place. We see no fastest laps from anyone at the moment though. Looks like Dadson, he doesn't need to get the fastest lap, or he didn't need pole position either to hold on to the title, but with a performance like this, it's one of the reasons why he's top of the Div 3 table. And
A solid fish place from Proa, with people capitalising on everyone. He just had a solid drive.
Yeah, Proa started P10 and he's now in 5th position, so it's not been a bad drive. You're absolutely right. Just picking off people when they make mistakes, and consistency pays.
Another contender for driver day.
Absolutely. There's not many close battles on track at the moment. I suppose the closest battle...
Everyone's in their own little groove.
Yeah. Yeah, we've got VF and Bennier. It looks like the closest battle on track, but haven't seen much progress between these guys so far. Oh, Grassy's very unstable in the background there. As we've seen all season long though, these guys are going to be battling hammer and tongs all season long until the dying embers of the race. There's just 9 minutes remaining, which is 9 minutes separating Dadson from his Division 3 title. Just needs to keep it going in a straight line now. And if he wins this, it'll make it 4 for the season. It'll be 4 wins, which will be a 50% win rate for him.
I'm worried about VF's skills.
VF's what, sorry?
Fuel, I'm not sure
Fuel.
if he can make it.
Yeah, he
Touch
had
and go.
fuel issues last race at Road Atlanta, and has it come back to bite him again? That's the big question. So you see Benny are very offline. Brewer extending the gap to Gurr to 1.4 seconds it now sits at. Eight minutes remain. Not too much longer now for these guys. As we're looking around at the race pace, and most guys just hovering around the 42s and 43s from what I can see. So everyone just plugging along nicely. But as we've said, it's the people who have consistently performed in this race and kept it clean and out of the walls are the ones that find themselves in the higher positions here. Like the likes of Dadson, Carbon Boy, Stranger, Killer, Prua. They haven't really made a mistake today, and that completes the top 5. So everybody below it, you can't really say they've had the greatest of races so far. I mean, earlier in the race it would have been a different story, but as time's gone on, a few of these guys just having a couple of mistakes slipping in and tripping them up, unfortunately, which you never like to see, but it's given us some good racing to watch as well. Oh, Prua's off, and so is Gurr. Oh, they've both clapped the wall. Oh, and Esmond in the background. What on earth? Oh my gosh, they're all going off. Oh my goodness. What have we just witnessed? 5 cars went off at the same corner. Has somebody tipped oil down at turn 13? Grassy navigates it fine, and he's going to overtake VF. So we look back on the Next Level Racing Action replay. It starts with Prua, then Gurr's hit the wall. In the background, you see S-Mid, and then VF hit it after it.
Yeah, VF, he's often going wide of that corner in the stint. Not the Viper's favourite corner, that one.
Yeah, I mean, it was 4 cars in a row that just went one after the other straight off. Very strange.
I think the wind's picking up again.
That is true, the wind has picked up. That could be the culprit of why those guys underestimated their grip through that corner. It's already a tough corner, but add a bit of wind to it and it's not great.
Viper's leaking.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe that's where the fuel issues have come from VF. Maybe he's leaking the fuel at turn 13. So the gap between Prua and Gurr now sits at 2 seconds. So we'll just recount on the order real quick because we haven't done that in a while and things are sort of spread out at the moment. So Dadson leads the way with a 6-second gap to Stranger in P2, who has a 4.5-second gap to Obsession Motorsport's Carbon Boy in the Gallagher entry, completing the podium. Killer in 4th position for Red Mist, Pro in 5th for Obsession, Gurr in 6th for Dadson Racing, Benny Rex in 7th for Ascension, 8th is S-Mid for Red Mist once again, Grassis in 9th for Lucky's Lawn Care, and VF 10th for Racing Cars Like Legends, and Daz rounds out the pack at the moment. for Deeds in his Deeds Mercedes. Oh no, Prua's made a mistake. Oh no, Prua's fallen behind Gur now. Gur is promoted up into P5. Not sure where that's happened, but not great for Prua. He's going to have to fight to get back that P5. Right on board with Prua in his bid to... Oh! He's lagging a bit. We'll use the bonnet cam because the interior camera isn't working. So we're riding on board with Prua at the moment. 8.5 tenths back to Gur. Back from Gur, I should say. As they barrel down towards turn 1, late on the brakes, gets it turned in, clipping the apex and onto the power. As he rounds the third corner on this track and into the fourth where it turns onto the public roads. And into the sweeper now.
So we've
He's
got a
2
nice
tenths.
tailwind coming down this street.
Yeah, the wind's changed direction again actually, so these guys will probably be underestimating their grip this time when they come through turn 13. Barrels down towards the hairpin. You can just see the difference in straight line speed between the Mercedes and the Aston Martin of Gur. And now into the left, right, left sequence of corners. The toughest on the track for most. Very cautious through there this time. Gaining a fair amount of time on Gur as well. Oh, gets it all sorts of sideways. Hits the wall. That's not great. As we have 1 minute remaining on the clock. So this will be the final lap for everybody. Dadson and Stranger, no, they're not going to get another lap. This will be the last time round for everybody on lap 29. 30 seconds remain in this race. And it looks like most of the positions are pretty much sorted. Unless somebody spins or has a crash, I think it's safe to say that everyone's locked into their positions. They just have to drive it home from now. No silly mistakes. As Dadson, he's done it all championship long. He's done it all season long. And it comes to a fairy tale ending for him. Led the season from start to finish in spectacular fashion. Makes it 4 wins from 8 races. As he rounds the penultimate corner. And into the final corner for Dadson Racing Team. He takes a historic win. Rounding the final corner. He gets it done. Just needs to cross the finish line. And here is your man, the prospector, Dadson. Crosses the line. He is your Division 3 champion. Stranger in P2 will take P2 in the championship. Carbon Boy from Session Motorsport in P3 completes the podium. And Killer on the loose rounds the final corner, heads down towards the finish line. He'll be happy with that one. P4. Gur is the next one to appear in the distance. Crosses the line. P5. P6 for Prua. And Benia as he barrels down towards the finish line to come home in 7th. A respectable 7th given the race that crazy race that we just witnessed. Esmid in 8th. Gracis will take P9 for Lucky's Lawn Care Racing. Daz in 10th. Rounding the penultimate corner now. He was last for a majority of the race, but it looks like VF has had some more issues. Daz rounds the final corner, finishes P10, and VF last but not least, completing the proceedings, the grid, and takes P11. So my goodness, that was a magnificent race for sure, as it should be ending shortly. So what do you guys think of that one? Dadson, the prospector, is your Division 3 champion. What do you think of that, guys? I mean, in the poll that was in the YouTube chat, 57% of you said that Dadson would take it, and then 22% for both Gur and Stranger. So thanks for everybody who voted on that poll. Now to putting your Driver of the Day submissions. I know for me, I mean, I would love to give mine to Carbon Boy, but I think with Dadson, such a commanding performance, takes the championship, the cherry on top of his fairy tale season. Yeah, I'm tossing up between Dadson and Carbon Boy. Who would you give your Driver of the Day to, Cruisin'?
So much. Yeah, I've been trying to think about this the whole race. Yeah, I've got those two, and then I've also got Pura and Killer.
Yeah, absolutely. I think
I think I'm gonna
anybody
give
in
it
the
to
top
Pura,
6.
just because of the top 5, finished started in 10th, and just the whole race he didn't have one incident. He just kept the car pointing straight. Very clean
Yeah.
drive.
I mean, you could give the Driver of the Day to anybody in the top 6, really.
Exactly.
They all just
so
drove
close.
extremely well, and yeah, that's really all I can say about that. Drove extremely well, and that's all what you have to do to get a Driver of the Day. So, what a championship, what a season for these guys, and dramatic circumstances to end the race. We have a lot of Driver in the Days. We have Gur 17 from Ben. I believe that's Oz Patstar, and Bumcrack and Evil Evo. So Bumcrack gives his to Dadson. Evil Evo gives his to Gur. Debrev to Carbon Boy, Benia. I don't know whether that's a give to Dadson, but Shizer gives his to Gur. And we have a special man in the commentary box at the moment, and his name starts with Carbon and ends with Boy. So, how are you, Carbon Boy? Are you there? You with us?
You seem to have a very loose definition of special.
Congratulations, mate. That was a hell of a drive.
Yeah,
thanks,
it was
guys.
a podium.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
Yeah.
what makes you special.
I'd just like to say right now to Dadson and Stranger, look, I'm sorry about that change of underwear required for you guys at turn 1. That was not my intention.
You did extremely to go between them.
How I did not make contact with either of them, I don't know, but I'm very thankful that I didn't.
Yeah, it was crazy. So, we saw it. It looked like you
controlled.
it looked like you just got your car stuck up on the gravel on the right hand side and rear end kicked out. Is that pretty much what happened, or?
Yeah, basically lost the rear end under brakes, and I was just a passenger, really. A very terrified, sweaty passenger.
Yeah, but you did well on your recovery drive to reclaim the podium. It must have been great fun to fight your way through the pack to claim the podium again.
It was certainly challenging. I mean, none of those guys make it easy. Yeah, but lucky enough I had the pace and the fuel save to be able to get there.
Yeah, so it was good stuff from up and down the grid. Once again, congratulations to Dadson, the prospector, on his championship win. It was great to watch. So we're going to go for a 5-minute intermission, but don't go anywhere, guys. Stay tuned, as coming up next is the Division 1 guys. Now, Division 1, things have been settled for the title. Distinct Andrew holds that, but we have a lot of storylines up and down the grid. Lots of tight battles separated by 1 or 2 points. So stay tuned for that, and we'll be right back. So catch you in a minute, everybody. Hello everybody and welcome back. We are here once again. We're just getting ready to start the Division 1 qualifying session. My game isn't starting up in time, so because PS4 loading times. So we should have that sorted for you very shortly. But for now, we'll have a look at the Division 1 points, as that is the that is what's about to come up. So leading the way for these guys is Distinct Andrew on 194 points after the drop round for Ascension Racing. In second is Morgan Davey for Dietz on 131. And now here's where it starts to get spicy. Kiwi Raikkonen and Rikkibobby go into the final race, even on points, with Hellraiser 1 point behind. Corey Hack is in 6th on 102. And then we have a mega close fight below. We have KarenUnleashed in 7th, ASR Atom, Jeeesh in 9th. And then it gets a little bit further away as we have TX3 GTR in 10th, Corgi 11th, Captain Muffin 12th, Knuckles in 13th, and Lucky in 14th. So we have a few guys missing tonight. I believe it is, we're missing Corey Hack, Corgi, KarenUnleashed, and Kiwi Raikkonen. I believe that's what we're missing.
No, Kiwi Raikkonen, aka Spikey. He's here for what I believe is his last drive in Sector 1.
We've heard whispers of it, but I don't think it's been confirmed yet. But
maybe
we'll have to wait and see.
Maybe Dadson could chime in the chat if he's not busy celebrating.
Yeah.
But if he's not leaving and he is returning next season, my profuse apologies, Kiwi.
Yeah. So
this is what happens when we listen to the rumor mill.
So KarenUnleashed insists that if he was here tonight, he would clean up both of the Ascension boys. So it's pretty promising.
By both, does he mean all three of them?
I think he means the two that are right behind him in the championship points.
Ah. So many ifs and maybes.
Yeah. And
Alright.
I am ready to go whenever you are.
Alrighty, I'm going to hit that nice big red button.
What did you want me to tell you about?
I was just about to ask if you were ready to get qualifying going.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now we have had to replace the big red button after my little episode last week, but that's okay. It's all new and shiny, and we are ready to go.
It's a big blue button now.
I may or may not stick some orange wheels on it later.
As qualifying is a go, and we are. It looks like Jeeesh is going to be the first one out onto the track, followed closely by Distinct Andrew. Is that? Yes, it is. And then just behind them. Oh! Also, wait, did he run this last week? I'm pretty sure he did. I'm pretty sure Rikkibobby ran the evil obsession car, didn't he, at Road Atlanta? Or was he saving that for the final round? I'm not sure, but for the first few rounds he ran the white version of this car, Rikkibobby, and now he's running a black one. So he said he thinks the black looks nicer, so he's running the black, which is brilliant logic. Oh, very tight up under the rear wing of Atom. There is. Oh, Atom's gone. Oh no.
I found that out the hard way myself. That left-hander near the church, there is just enough grass on the outside edge of the track that if you put a rear wheel onto it, that's what happens. He's actually quite lucky he's still facing the right direction. Even though he's got a bit of damage to his left-hand front wheel and the front aero.
Yeah, so I'm not too sure if he's clipped the wall or not, but as you said, it could have just been the grass, that thin layer of grass between the fence and the track.
There is enough there that if you're going too close to that wall on exit, you're in for a bad time.
Yeah, absolutely. As Jeeesh crosses the line to start his first flying lap of the evening. Kiwi Raikkonen just behind, and rikkibobby third on track.
I'm looking forward to watching Jeesh's performance tonight because I was in a practice lobby with him last night and he was showing some really, really fast, consistent pace.
Yeah, well, we saw at Road Atlanta, Distinct Andrew said it was the toughest battle he's had all season between Jeesh. We were sitting there thinking he was just giving his teammate a few laps led to increase his stats, but one of the greatest drivers in the world was struggling in a Sector 1 race.
It's nice to know he's human.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, as you say that, he's had a massive oversteer moment, barely keeping it in a straight line, actually. We'll see if we can catch that on the next Level Racing Action replay. Just switched across to Distinct Andrew, and he got it caught in that same spot again on that grass. Yeah, as you're saying, it's nice to see he's human.
It's not that I want to see him have bad moments or see him fail. It's just nice. It makes me feel better about my own driving.
Oh! Hellraiser gone! Oh! How did that happen? I'm not even sure. What's happened there? Is he just... It looked like the rear suspension just failed on him. As he was coming up the hill...
Oh, he's got damage to the front left,
oh,
front right
no.
wheel, front aero, and engine damage. So
I see what has happened. He has clipped the grass on the entrance up to turn 12, and it's
Distinct Andrew has set a fastest lap of a 1 minute 40.6 even.
That is incredible pace for a
The
first
terrifying part about that is I have seen him go faster. And, just as a little tidbit for our viewers at home, I have seen Morgan Davey go faster than that as well.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting. Kiwi Raikkonen on a personal quickest lap as well. He's looking very pacey tonight. Very pacey and racy. And Atom isn't too far out of it either. I mean, Jeeesh is over a second down, but yeah, Atom isn't far off Kiwi Raikkonen, a 10th or so.
And if Kiwi Raikkonen plays his cards right here, he's just closing up onto the back of Jeeesh. He might be able to give himself, as he goes purple through the second sector, might just be able to get himself a sneaky slipstream on the next lap.
Yeah, I mean, he's almost within range of Jeeesh here. Jeeesh could give Kiwi Raikkonen a little helping hand that Distinct Andrew might not be too happy about.
Or does Jeeesh do the supportive teammate thing and tap the brakes and move off the racing line to let Kiwi Raikkonen pass?
Doesn't look like it at this stage, to be honest, but Kiwi Raikkonen,
takes
top of the
fastest
pile.
lap.
Top of the pile for Kiwi Raikkonen. Great
Waiting,
stuff, provisional
Andrew.
pole position.
Andrew's just about to cross the line now. Oh, he's had a shocker with a 44.4.
Adam puts himself into P2, beating out Distinct Andrew as well. That's very tight at the top of the order. 600 separate the top three.
Rikkibobby finds himself in the possible slipstream of Distinct Andrew, so he could help himself along at the moment, with him sitting down in P6 at the moment with a little bit of a margin between himself and Hellraiser, but he hasn't had the greatest of laps so far in this session, so...
Yeah, speaking of Hellraiser, he's put himself into P5 with that last lap. It's 41.1, so he'll be pretty happy with that one for now.
I have also seen Hellraiser in the 40s in practice lobbies before, as he goes purple through the first sector. By 1.5 tenths. I don't want to put the Mozza on him, but I have seen him go quicker than what he's done so far. I know he's capable of it.
Could come and spoil the party with the guys above, potentially.
flat stick over at CP Motorsports would love that to happen, I imagine.
Petey Pops with a bold prediction, Hellraiser for a podium tonight. What do you reckon about that, Carbon Boy?
He may not be too far from the truth. Like, he's got the pace, and if he can consistently hit that pace, he's definitely in for a really good chance of getting a spot on the podium.
Oh, as Adam goes top of the pile by half, 6 tenths, 39.8.
39.8. Oh my god.
Oh.
Oh my dearie me.
And it's not even the Ascension
The low
Viper
fuel.
of the number. Hellraiser.
It's not
Good lap from
It's
Hellraiser.
not even the low fuel situation yet, so
No,
we
we're
could
only
be seeing
halfway
quicker
through
than
the
this.
session. Yeah.
Oh wow. Oh, I need to brace myself for this.
Yeah, the 39.8 doesn't come from the number 30. Yeah, Distinct Andrew is number 30, isn't he? Yes, number 30. It comes from the. Let me just have a look at the front of the car. The 55 of Atom here. As Distinct Andrew goes past, it looks like they're going 1 for 1 with the slipstreams, giving each other a helping hand in the qualifying session to try and maximise their lap times. And Distinct Andrew is on a personal best lap, but as it stands, it won't be enough to take the pole position at this stage unless he finds half a second in the final sector. As he rounds the penultimate corner. And Kiwi Raikkonen up into P2, 800ths ahead of Distinct Andrew. And Distinct Andrew crosses the line, puts himself back into P2 with a 40.2. Rikkibobby with a 40.9. As Atom, the first one to pit. As Hellraiser improves once again, beating out Jeeesh this time by 0.05 of a second. 6 minutes remaining. Could honestly go any way at this point in time. Morgan Davey with a 41.3 doesn't move anywhere with that one. And Distinct Andrew, I believe he should be on an in-lap, you would assume. But heading down towards the hairpin, at this stage it looks like a quick lap, but we'll see when he gets up to the timing line. He is purple, so he might go around again at this stage in the lap. Second to last corner now.
Or will he just take his medicine now, take his fresh tyres, and he knows he's got the pace to do it. Kiwi's coming in.
Absolutely. As he rounds the final corner, and what's the decision going to be? He sticks it through. He thinks this is the lap that is going to send him through, and doesn't send him to the top of the pile. Adam still holds on to the pole position by 1/10.5, somewhat. Looks like everybody's peeled into the pits except for Morgan Davey, Kiwi Raikkonen, and Kiwi Raikkonen was in the pits. It's just Kiwi Raikkonen. Distinct Andrew and Morgan Davey that have not pit for new tyres yet. I would imagine as Distinct Andrew comes to the timing line. Yeah, he's definitely going to be boxing this lap. That's for sure. A second down already. Hellraiser down into turn 1, and we were just right on board with Hellraiser for his flying. No, this is an outlap. Yeah, we're right on board with him anyway. See how he's warming up the tyres.
It's nice to see the weather conditions here at Sardegna A cleared up a bit. It was looking pretty dark and gloomy at the beginning of this session, but skies have cleared a little bit. There's a fair bit of blue out there. Not quite direct sunshine yet, but slightly improved conditions for the guys out there.
A little bit of a fun fact about the track is that even though it's not a real racetrack, it's a original track of the Gran Turismo series. It's supposed to be located in Sardegna in Italy, but the track, at least this version of the track, the A version, vaguely matches the shape of the island of Sardegna. I believe there was something to the layout.
I think that's too much of a coincidence for it to have not been an inspiration for the layout.
Yeah. It definitely was an inspiration, but it's like those things where they... it's like in Dragon Trail, where the seaside track is shaped like the mountain above it. But, like, Polyphony, when they make these tracks, they just sort of add little bits and bobs to...
I'll tell you what, that is a fun fact, because I had never paid any attention to the scenery at, well, most tracks, to be honest. I'm not paying attention to the scenery, because if I do that, I'm into a wall.
Maybe that's
and
why
facing
I keep
the wrong
crashing
direction.
so much.
As I think it was Distinct Andrew has just let Jeeesh go. Oh, Andrew's a little bit taily coming out of the church corner. He just let Jeeesh through on that one. I think he might be playing the good teammate here. I mean, his championship is already signed, sealed, and delivered. He doesn't necessarily have a. He doesn't necessarily have the need to be 100% competitive. He might be feeling a little more helpful towards his teammates in this race. Having said that,
Jeeesh is in the wall.
Oh, Jeeesh is gone. Jeeesh is gone. And Adam's pulled over. I think I see what's happening here with the ASR guys. A little bit of, how should we put it, teamwork happening.
Yeah.
And, well, as long as they're not impeding any other drivers, I don't think there's any problem with that.
Yeah, so rikkibobby improves there with a 40.7. Oh no, that's Morgan Davey, sorry.
That's
rikkibobby
Morgan Davey.
has a 40.9. It's a very tight qualifying session at the moment. A lot of people in the 40s and the top 2 in 39s. Could we see an upset from Adam here? Taking a pole position from Distinct Andrew. I mean, as you said, he's won the championship already. But has he just... maybe he hasn't put as much practice as he normally would into one of these races, and he's just shown up for fun. We'll have to wait and see. As it is the final lap of the qualifying session for all these guys. And first across the line will be Kiwi Raikkonen, which looks to be on a flying lap at the moment. So this could be a blistering lap time. Could he convert it? Kiwi Raikkonen potentially snatch a pole position in the dying embers as he rounds the final corner. No, he looks to be... Oh no, he's way... Oh, is he? I don't know. Wait, hold on. He goes into P2. Oh, he's done a good job there. And next across the line will be rikkibobby, who is also on a quick-ish lap. Will he improve? No, he barely... No, doesn't. And it'll be Morgan Davey next across the line. And then Distinct Andrew doesn't improve either. Hellraiser next. Does improve. Into P4. He goes ahead of Jeeesh. And now it'll be Atom and Jeeesh, who both do not improve on their times. So that's a very interesting session.
Well done to both Spikey and Hellraiser, who is, well, should I say, the driver formerly known as Hellraiser and soon to be known as GK Turtle, for breaking up the Ascension lockout on the top of the starting grid.
Yeah, Atom with the pole position though is a good story, and Kerry Raikkonen also edging out Distinct Andrew in P3, Hellraiser P4, Jeeesh P5, Morgan Davey P6, and Rikkibobby rounding out the grid in P7. So what an interesting turn of events we had there. Distinct Andrew not so dominant as we've seen previously, so 3 guys there in the 39s and the rest of them in the 40s. So tight qualifying all within a second. So tough
I'm
stuff.
looking forward to seeing the potential different strategies. Do some drivers go for the undercut? Do some drivers go for the undercut? Who does what? Because to be honest, tyres are not really a factor in this race. It is all about the fuel.
Absolutely. As we are about to go racing here at Sardegna for a second time, this time with our Division 1 guys. The season finale of the Sector 1 Supercars coming right up. As they're lining up on the grid, waiting for the green flag.
Cars are rolling, they are in motion. Dodge Viper, Chevrolet Corvette, Dodge Viper, Aston Martin, Mercedes, Chevrolet Corvette, and Mercedes.
As we are green flag racing once again in Division 1, it looks like Jeeesh goes for a move immediately on Morgan Davey. Can he get it done? He gets it. Oh, Morgan Davey's got the inside line. This is a great battle off the line. And it looks like Jeeesh is... No, not Carbon Boy. Morgan Davey has the inside line and gets that move done. Holds onto his position early on in this race, but Adam holds... Oh! Morgan Davey, lots of smoke.
Can confirm it is definitely not me in this race.
And looking through the order, it seems like everybody's sorted themselves out. Adam and Kiwi holding position ahead of Distinct Andrew. Hellraiser holds on to his P4 at the moment. As they come down into the hairpin for the first time. Seems like it's all without a hitch on this occasion. Everybody's still very tight and close. Oh, Adam a little bit sideways, but holds on to it through turn 13.
Just seen the clouds start rolling back in over the circuit between qualifying and the race. So whether the guys on track can adapt to the changing conditions or not will remain to be seen.
Oh, Adam very wide, almost gets stuck up on that curb, but luckily the tyres caught some grip just in time.
Yeah, you don't want to run too wide on the exit of that final turn. Based on my own, as Morgan goes down the inside.
Oh, great move from
Hellraiser.
Morgan. Does he get
Can
it
he
done?
Get it done? Oh, a little bit of touchy-touchy.
But it looks like Hellraiser holds onto it.
Hellraiser held his ground there. He had every right to be on that bit of track, and Jeeesh is just got checked up by Morgan, who in turn checked up Rikkibobby a little bit. But as I was saying, you don't want to run too wide at the exit of the final turn onto the main straight, because I found this out the hard way myself. You get the rear wheels onto the grass at the just as the road starts going straight again, you will lose the rear end, and you do have great potential to enter the pit lane backwards at a rapid rate of knots.
Yeah, that doesn't sound very fun. As we see
not the ideal
Morgan
strategy,
Davey
let's
trying
be
around
honest.
the outside of Hellraiser, lights up the rears, and it looks like he's gonna get it done on Hellraiser, so Morgan Davey moves up into P4. They're still side by side, but Hellraiser has to concede the position. You don't want to be going side by side through the uphill section of track. Oh!
No.
Adam's off! And now Kimi Räikkönen is going to try and send it down the inside. Oh no!
Whoa.
As Distinct Andrew is pushing him through the corner. This is tighter than ever. They're all bumper to bumper. 7 guys all bumper to bumper.
This is fantastic.
Hope it stays this way. It looked for a minute that the front 3 were starting to take off. But Adam just had that mistake and it's closed things back up again. Could we see Morgan Davey? He might try a move on Distinct Andrew. Oh, he tries around the outside, but
Andrew's looking up the inside of Kiwi.
Oh, Kimi Räikkönen! Hold on to it, son! Oh, Morgan Davey as well. They dropped some wheels onto the outside, into the gravel trap. You never want 2 wheels in the gravel trap. Adam's starting to get away a little bit. Oh, as Hellraiser gets pushed out of the pack a little bit.
This is showing the great awareness that these drivers have of the situation, of what's going on around them. They know, they might think about the move and then realise what's going on and think, you know what, this is not the best time to do this. I'll just back off the throttle a little bit. I'll get another opportunity. They're never over-eager to try and...
Morgan Davey up into the podium
inside.
places. Oh! There's contact! Oh no! Very late on the brakes, but it's all dogfight, scraps everywhere.
Kiwi went to turn in, saw Morgan was going super deep, and he just backed out of that corner, which kind of checked him up a little bit. He did lose 2 positions over it. I mean, there was nothing malicious in that. It was just, I think Morgan's gone a little too ambitious under brakes into that corner.
Yeah, I have a feeling that Morgan Davey, the stewards might have something to say about that one a little bit later on, when the dust settles. We'll have to wait and see. I mean, Kimi Räikkönen's really the big loser out of all that.
He is. I was watching on board Morgan Davies after that incident. His telemetry showed he did lift off the throttle after that. So that does seem to be a bit of a redress. It doesn't give the positions back to Kiwi, but does show that Morgan realises that, oh dear, I made a mistake.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which is good to see.
But Kimi Räikkönen straight onto the offensive again, and right up under the rear wing of Hellraiser. As this, Kimi Räikkönen, oh no, we see Jeeesh defending against Morgan Davey at the hairpin again. Morgan Davey, he's got the outside line. He really likes around the outside there and then getting side by side as they head up through the uphill section. And chickens out the other drivers into making them concede the position, as we've seen with Jeeesh just then.
I'll be honest, I'd back out of it too. That is not a part of the track that I want to go side by side with anyone ever at any given moment.
Absolutely.
I don't even like going through that section by myself, let alone with someone next to me.
As things are starting to spread out just a little bit, and we see a fastest lap from Distinct Andrew of 40.9 on that previous lap, so starting to get into the blistering speeds.
Well, that's interesting. He's set the fastest lap of the race on that last lap, because I was riding on board with him for about half of that lap. There was some definite short shifting going on.
We've seen it all season long though. I mean, Distinct Andrew is able to get as much out of the car as possible without using too much fuel either. So, yeah, definitely interesting how he's able to set very quick lap times while short shifting at the same time.
And having heard you say that, I'm sure our team owner is screaming in the chat right about now. How about a tyre and fuel update? Yes, Mr. Pruski, I will get to that, but in a couple of laps' time. I think 8 minutes is a bit early for a tyre and fuel update. Adam seems to have himself a little bit of a comfortable buffer of 1.4 seconds up the front at the moment. Maybe he might be relying on Distinct Andrew to act as a bit of a wingman for him to fend off Kiwi Raikkonen.
Potentially, I mean, maybe team orders could really come into play, and Adam just say to Distinct Andrew exactly that, just hold off Kiwi Raikkonen and let me win this damn thing.
Yeah, I'm the team owner. You've already won the title. Let me get maximum points to help my finishing position in the season. And to be fair, that's a pretty good strategy, to be honest.
I mean,
Full rank when you have to.
Having Distinct Andrew as your wingman, there's nobody better, really.
That's a pretty good wingman. Not gonna lie. Or actually, I'm a little biased. I'd have to say, I think a better wingman would be my own team boss.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I mean, on live, I mean, while he's listening, you kind of got to say that, don't you?
Well, he was extra nice to me in that Division 3 race, conceding a position for me, like not getting the wide hips mode activated on me, which was appreciated.
So that's the secret to not having Proa enact his world famous defense, is to just be his teammate.
Oh, you've got to sweet talk him a little bit. You can't just be a teammate. You got to be nice to him. All right, back to the action on track.
Yeah. Things are starting to spread out a bit now. I mean,
it has. The closest gap I've got is Jeeesh and Hellraiser of 1 second.
Hoping that closes up pretty shortly. Yeah, well, this little battle pack, Morgan Davey, Hellraiser and Jeeesh, there's 2 seconds separating them all.
Alright, well, I guess while things are a little bit spread out, now would be a good time for a tyre and fuel update. We're 11 minutes in. So up the front, 1.7 seconds to the good, is Atom. Now his tyres are looking fantastic. There's maybe not even 10% wear front and rear, and he's sitting on about 60% fuel. Distinct Andrew, his tyre wear's about the same, not even 10%. And he has even more fuel, probably about 65%, so his fuel save strategy is working out well for him. Kiwi Raikkonen in the Corvette is near on identical for tyre wear, so he's doing well there. He does have a little bit of a fuel disadvantage to the two guys in front of him. He's probably on about 55% left in the tank. Morgan Davies is less than a second behind him at the moment. He's probably 10 to 12% tyre wear front and rear, and maybe 52% left in the tank. So Deeds Racing, Corvette, Morgan. I actually expected there to be less than half a tank of fuel left, as he just runs his personal fastest lap of a 1 minute 40.864.
Yeah, that's only a tenth off the fastest lap of the race from Kiwi Raikkonen.
So Morgan's actually pleasantly surprised me there by having a lot more fuel than I gave him credit for. So well done there, Morgan. Hellraiser is... well, these Div 1 guys are fantastic on their tyres. They're all near on identical for wear. Like, thereabouts less than 10%. And Hellraiser's got about 53, maybe 54% in the tank. Jeeesh, again, identical tyre wear, looking really good. Probably about 55% as he's run his personal fastest first sector. And rikkibobby seems to have had a little bit of a moment through laps 4 and 5, maybe just struggling a little bit with the Mercedes. His tyre wear is a little bit higher on the right hand side than the other guys around him. He's probably about 12-13% worn, and he is right smack on half a tank as I speak.
So more or less.
As he runs his personal best time by 3
Oh,
tenths
no!
in the second. Oh, hold on to it, son.
Oh, he barely does.
Alright,
Car control right there.
I'm gonna start watching him. That's obviously not helping him.
Yeah.
Sorry, Ricky. Didn't mean to put the commentator's curse on you.
So we look back on the Next Level Racing action replay, and yeah, he's just gotten all sorts of crossed up sideways through there. That corner is quite hard. We've seen it time and time again in the Division 3 and now in the Division 1 race. It's tough to hold on to there.
Yeah, if you run that little bit wide on that over the crest left-hander and just touch the grass, you've got to be super careful bringing it back onto the track, because too much steering input, too much throttle, and you are around and into the wall facing the wrong direction. And because the track's so narrow, if anyone, it's stupidly hard to turn the car back around again.
Yeah, we saw it with Grassis and Daz, but that was more down at the turn 1 sort of sequence of corners, and they had lost a lot of time getting out of the way of the incoming cars and just trying to get back going again without impeding anybody else.
Well, the top 4 have closed back up. Morgan Davies back within 8 tenths of Kiwi, who's back within 5 tenths of Distinct Andrew, who's near on a second to Adam, who has a moment at the aforementioned left-hander corner.
Yeah, I mean, I've just been keeping tabs on this battle because, yeah, it's definitely been closing up. Maybe the 2 front guys have been saving a bit of fuel and are just backing up the others.
I don't know if that corner has an official name or not, but I'm thinking about dubbing it the left-handed hell.
Why don't we just call it Death
Kiwi
Row?
goes past Distinct Andrew down the main straight,
and
if you don't mind. Bang,
goodness.
he says. He
Kiwi
has
Raikkonen
definitely put the hammer down.
on an absolute charge. Was in P5, back up to P2. Kiwi Raikkonen, you love to see it.
So we've got 2 Dodge Vipers and 2 Corvettes in the top 4, with an Aston bringing in P5.
Seems like
ironically, out of
race.
those top 4, as Adam posts his personal best first sector, out of the 2 Vipers and the 2 Corvettes, I'll let you have a guess which car is doing better for fuel.
Well, historically, we've seen Distinct Andrew doing really well on tyres and fuel, but same as Kiwi Raikkonen, I reckon it's going to be between one of those 2.
Both of the Vipers are doing fantastic on fuel. Both of the Corvettes, not so much. I mean, Morgan Davies is probably the worst of the 4, with not much more than 30% in the tank. Kiwi Raikkonen might be about 35% left in the tank, whereas the 2 Vipers, well, probably about 40-45%.
And Hellraiser is under pressure from Jeeesh as well for the battle for P6. And rikkibobby is miles off the back of the pack now after he's a little tussle with what were we going to call that? Something to do with death and hell and
left-handed death.
Yeah. Left-handed death hell. Should just call it LHDH. LHDH. That's the corner name, guys. What are your thoughts on that, Carbon Boy?
No comment. I'm going the safe route. No comment.
Just make the corner names like ridiculously long. As this battle up front is absolutely closer than ever. Like, a second separates the top four.
Spikey has definitely put the hammer down. He's not going to finish the season wondering on this race.
No, absolutely not. He's still hunting for his first win of the season. He had a rough patch midway through the season. He was out of form and the car wasn't working for him. But he's the last few races he's turned up the heat and he's back better than ever. Oh,
He's just pulling away from Distinct Andrew a little bit down the main straight.
Yeah, I believe.
But the differences in the rev limits of the two cars is probably for that. Kiwi's much higher up in the rev range than Andrew.
Very interesting, especially being lower on fuel as well. Yeah, I believe Kiwi Raikkonen missed out on the race at Michelin Raceway Road Atlanta for Chinese New Year or Lunar New Year celebrations. But it's good to have him back this race, and he's putting on a good show for us, splitting the two Ascension Vipers. We see Morgan Davey. He goes down the inside of Distinct Andrew, gets it done this time, absolutely sure of it. Great stuff from Morgan Davey, puts himself into the podium places. And
really can't blame Kiwi for taking that round off. The Lunar New Year is an important part of their culture, and actually having experienced that celebration myself with my own partner, I can confirm they know how to throw a party. It's a fantastic time.
Yeah, absolutely.
They don't muck around. It's like 2 days.
Yeah. And Kiwi Raikkonen within slipstream range of Atom. The question is, will the fuel save from the two Ascension boys, will it be enough to give them track position by the time the pit stops come around? Speaking of, should see them in the next coming laps, the next 2 or 3 laps or so. We're just past the 20-minute mark in this race.
Is there anyone who is dangerously low on fuel? Well, there's a surprise. There are 3 drivers who are noticeably lower on fuel than the other 4. You can probably pick 2 of them. I don't know if you'd pick the 3rd one.
So, Dadson has told us in chat that Kiwi Raikkonen could have potentially be trying a 2-stop, but looking at his numbers at the moment and seeing he goes for the move for the lead. He goes for the lead of the race. Can he get it pulled off? Oh, they're side by side, neck and neck. The straight line speed of the Corvette is too good, and he pulls ahead into the last corner. Kiwi, Adam! Oh, he was very wide. That could have turned bad very quickly.
Oh, this is going to be spicy at turn 1 with Adam and Morgan.
Yeah, Morgan Davey has the outside line as they head down. Oh, moving under brakes from Adam. Oh, I need to be sure of it.
Oh, very, very sensible from all 3 drivers there, I think, at turn 1.
Yeah, great
Not
job
getting
to
too
avoid
excited.
the contact.
Not getting too caught up in the moment. Cooling the head a little bit. Thinking long term.
But the big story is that Kiwi Raikkonen
Adam has not had a good exit out of that corner, and Morgan might go around the outside at the church again.
Can he get it done? squeezed up against the wall. And he's going to have the straight line speed, the power to get through. And he does go up into P2.
But he is on the fuel light.
Oh,
As is Kiwi.
These
Kiwi
guys need
might
to
have
start
the
thinking
potential.
about a pit stop soon.
Kiwi might have the potential to do one more lap. Morgan would surprise me if he went around again. And, well, let's be honest, so many drivers have surprised me this season with my predictions of when they'll pit.
Yeah.
That, what do I know?
For Kiwi Raikkonen, it might be a repeat of what happened at Trial Mountain. He was so competitive in the first stint, but fuel numbers just caused him to dwindle in the second part of the race.
Speaking of fuel, the top two are on the light. Atom has, I'd say, 15%. Distinct Andrews got just under a quarter of a tank. So Morgan's in with 4% left in the tank.
And there's a bit of a gap between Kiwi Raikkonen and Atom here.
Very close between Andrew and Atom, but I don't see Andrew exactly sending it up on the inside on him.
Yeah, so far it looks like Distinct Andrew is just having a bit of a more quiet race and doesn't want to push too hard, just driving
And
along
just
and
noticing back down. Oh wait, I was about to say noticing back down the grid. Rikkibobby's had a bit of a mare, but I'm mistaken. He's actually pitted on lap 13.
oof, that's very uncharacteristic for Rikkibobby. We've seen it time and time again throughout the season. He's pit extremely late. The latest being at Autopolis, where he pit 4 or 5 laps later than everybody else. But he had the car to do it, and it got him a podium that race. So,
And curiously, he only has, I'd say, about 65% fuel in the tank.
and he's pit.
So, yeah. He's got fresh tyres on. So is he trying some sort of hybrid two-stop strategy?
It'd be too late for that, surely.
I mean, last round of the season, you're running P7 in a 7-man field. Why not roll the dice, give something different a crack?
Yeah, so Kiwi Raikkonen is running on fumes, comes into the pits.
With 0%. He
Yeah,
is literally out of fuel.
On 8%, comes into the pits, and Distinct Andrew goes around again. Jeeesh moves up into P2, he goes around again, same as
Andrew
Hellraiser.
could go another 2, maybe 3 laps easily. Like the tyre wears maybe about 30-35%. So they're not an issue. As he goes purple by 1/10 in the first sector.
Just riding on board with him now, actually, and going to see what kind of lap times he can set. Atom has come out of the pits ahead of Kiwi Raikkonen, a fair way ahead of Kiwi Raikkonen, actually. Into the braking zone at the hairpin. Oh, a little bit of tyre squealing. On entry, using all the grip available to him.
I'm glad I double checked before I spoke, because I was just riding on board Hellraiser there. I'm thinking, oh hello, he's gotten himself back up into P3. He has not pit yet at this stage.
Yeah, no.
Hellraiser is yet to pit.
Distinct Andrew, Hellraiser, yeah, I think, and Jeeesh, the top 3 all have not pit.
Correct.
As Distinct Andrew rounds the final corner, and he's going to go around again. And is he going for the fastest lap, potentially using the free air? No, he doesn't improve his lap time. And how much fuel has he got again?
He's on the fuel light now. He probably could do this lap and one more if he so wishes.
Alright. So we'll see when he decides to come into the pit zone.
Jeeesh and Hellraiser in. Hellraiser is, well, completely empty.
Fumes. And let's see where Atom comes out ahead of these two guys, because they've run an extra lap, so they don't have to put as much fuel in the car. But they come out and...
I've just been having a look at Jeeesh's lap times. I'm picking up my jaw off the floor with how quick and consistent. I can only see the last, 8 laps or so, but just listen to this. 41.3, 41.4, 41.2, 41.3, 41.4, 41.6, 41.4, 41.3.
Yeah, I mean, it's very consistent, but in a pack like this, that's only good enough to give him 5th at this stage, which is even more jaw-dropping if you think about it.
Well, he's got my gold star and elephant stamp award for consistency. May not be the fastest, but to have had 8 or 9 laps within 0.3 of each other, that just blows my mind.
Yeah, you've given him your scratch and sniff sticker.
Yes.
It's like, what was it? Brock Feeney or Thomas Randall, someone like that, and these random girls, they gave him a sticker and he put it on his car.
See, even Distinct Andrew, who's currently in the pits, he's done a 41.0, 41.7, 41.6, 41.3, 41.8, 41.6, 41.9, 41.1, 40.8. Okay, yes, he's quick, but that's not as consistent.
Yeah.
So, well done, Jeesh,
Oh
is what
my
I'm saying.
goodness! Distinct Andrew! Look at the gap he's got! Oh my goodness! He's got a 3-second gap. He's saved like 5 seconds. My goodness. Absolute strategy call from Distinct Andrew to wipe the floor with the guys below him, as he inherits the lead of the race. And we were riding him off early, but once again just exceeding our expectations, as he always does, and finds himself in the lead of the race with 19 minutes remaining. As we look back, and things are between these top 4 have sort of settled down. Jeeesh sort of bridging the gap to the guys ahead. And Hellraiser and rikkibobby are having a bit of a tussle here as well. Although Hellraiser has the better car by virtue of hitting 2 laps later. Question is rikkibobby gonna have enough to get to the end? Distinct Andrew just holding that gap at 3 seconds still. Adam just behind. Morgan Davey lurking in the shadows. And Kiwi Raikkonen not too far behind either. Spikey just
That
waiting
is a
in the
fairly
wings.
accurate description of Morgan's general race strategy. He's lurking.
Yeah. Just sitting behind, and if anything happens, or just the door opens up at the right time, he's not afraid to stick it down the inside. We've seen some great moves from Morgan Davey this season, such as the one he stuck on Fluffy over at Trial Mountain in round 2.
Yeah, it is a bit disappointing to not see Fluffy here tonight.
Yeah, not too sure what happened there. Yeah, word from Womble as well was Corey Hack was a late scratching. Not too sure of the reason, but he was unfortunately unable to make the race tonight.
As Morgan Davies finding himself under
Uh-oh.
a little bit of pressure.
Oh, Jeesh gone! Jeesh gone!
Oh no.
He's
got
spotted at turn 13.
front aero damage to both front wheels. He is going to struggle
Oh,
for
that
the
is
next 30 to 40 seconds.
that is not good. I was riding on board with the front guys, and I just heard tyre squeals and.
Oh, Kiwi
Oh.
goes down the inside of Morgan at turn 1 in the brakes, gets it done very easily.
Oh, Morgan must have stuck the move on Kimi Räikkönen somewhere as well.
No, Morgan was running in third.
Oh, I must have missed that.
Morgan was in third, and Kiwi obviously got a good exit onto the main straight, used the slipstream, and just got him in the braking zone.
Fair enough.
Knowing Morgan, I don't think he's going to let it go that easily. He's probably going to want to have something to say about it. But I'm looking at the fuel numbers on the both of them, and it's safe to say Kiwi's got him covered there.
How are the fuel numbers looking for rikkibobby?
Rikkibobby is now down to under a quarter of a tank,
Oh, that's not going to last 16 minutes.
with 34 minutes gone. I'm just going to ride on board with him here. I'm curious as to whether he's just going to dart into the pits and grab some fuel, but I don't think that's going to go well any way you look at it.
I think he's going for fastest lap. He's got to be. His quickest lap is only 2/10 off the current fastest lap. And if he's thinking of pitting again, it's got to be fastest lap.
I think you're onto something, because he's got a slipstream off Hellraiser here. He might just be thinking, you know what, the worst I can finish is 7th. If I can snag an extra point for the fastest lap, as he goes past Hellraiser down the main straight.
Does he get it done though? That's the question.
Oh, Hellraiser holds his line on the inside.
Oh, a little bit of contact maybe? No, they hold
No,
it steady.
it's all fair. Like, kudos to the both drivers here. They're both giving each other plenty of room.
He tries around the outside again. What a battle this is! And he gets
Which
the
gives
move
him-
done! Oh my
Gives him
gosh!
the inside.
What a move that was. That was over the course of 5 corners, and it's still going. They're still going at it. A little bit offline from rikkibobby, and that just gives Hellraiser a bit of a sniff on the in the run up to the hairpin, and he is going to get that move done.
Yeah, Rikkibobby's not holding anything back. He is banging that Merc right off the limiter.
Side by side as they head down into the hairpin. Can he get the switchback? No, he just sits up under the rear wing of Hellraiser at the moment. This is some good racing from these guys. And as they come through turn 12 and into turn 13. Oh, he's gone! Oh. As rikkibobby clatters the wall. Oh, that wall is so deadly. As you look back on the replay, and you see the dirty air from Hellraiser's car. He's just misjudged the line a little bit far from the apex and hit that wall, unfortunately, for rikkibobby. As that transition was amazing. It was like the camera angle that I just had on rikkibobby's car.
Just an update up front while you're watching there. There is half a second from Atom to Kiwi and less than half a second from Kiwi, aka Spikey, to Morgan Davies. So second, third and fourth are not predetermined just yet.
Anyone's game this is at the moment.
I mean, Distinct Andrews got a 3.8 second lead, and he's looking pretty darn good for fuel. So he skipped off into the distance. So he's already got the championship already sewn up. Let's not worry about him. Let's focus on the second, third, and fourth situation, who are running pretty much nose to tail through the last sector.
Yeah, these guys are going to play for keeps. The bragging rights is, well, Kimi Räikkönen and Morgan Davey, they're somewhat in a... Oh, Adam's gone! Oh, how'd he say that? Oh, no! Kimi Räikkönen's running to the back of him. And now that allows Kimi... Oh, he dives down the inside, though. Does he hold on to it?
Oh, you
Oh,
do not want
my.
to go three. Do not want to go three wide through that final corner, boys. Sort it
Uh-oh.
out. Sort it out.
They're not sorting.
Adam.
Oh, they do. Adam's the one that concedes.
Adam is very, very clever in that situation. He's done exactly what I would do and take a look at what's going on and just nope right out of it.
Yeah, you see him just lift off a little bit because that is not the place you want to go three wide. As you said, as rikkibobby pits again. So it has to be for that fastest lap. There's no other reason he would be doing this.
Yeah, I reckon you're 100% on the mark there. He's going for the fastest lap. He knows he can do it. Some fresh
if
tyres,
Distinct
low
Andrew
fuel.
doesn't have something to say about that as he just goes for purple through the first sector. There's something about this race is eerily similar to what happened at Trial Mountain. Both up front and at the back. As we saw rikkibobby trying to do similar things, so he tried to stop. I think he said he pit 4 or 5 times in that race though, trying to go for the fastest lap. Oh, yeah, Distinct Andrew is definitely going to get the fastest lap on this occasion. He's already 3/10 purple as he rounds the second to last corner. Yeah, looking at the time already as he comes down to the last bend, this should be a purple lap time. No mistakes from him in that last sector as he crosses the line.
Will it be a 39?
Oh, so close too. That's qualifying pace from Distinct Andrew. Now imagine if you are rikkibobby and you've just pit to try and get a fastest lap. And up pops on screen in the bottom corner, Distinct Andrew 140.041.
I would be very annoyed.
Yeah.
But hey, there's no harm in trying.
Also, a little something. That lap time from Distinct Andrew, what's the word for words that are both forwards and backwards? Because that's a time of that.
Palindrome.
Palindrome. Yeah, that's a palindrome lap time from Distinct Andrew.
Feel free to correct me if I'm wrong in chat, please.
I'm fairly certain you're right.
As I jump on my phone and Google the meaning of palindrome.
As this battle for second still rages on between Kiwi Raikkonen and Morgan Davey and Atom.
Hey, what do you know? I'm actually right. Palindrome. A word, phrase, or sequence that reads the same backwards as forwards.
So it is a palindrome, it's a sequence. It's a sequence of numbers.
I can't predict when a race driver is going to pit, but I can get that right.
Yeah. Know your stuff, Carbon Boy. So we're right on board with rikkibobby as he goes for his fastest lap attempt. I have a feeling it might be a little bit in vain, but let's just have a look. He's currently sitting 34 seconds off P6. Because he did take that extra pit stop. How much fuel on board does rikkibobby have? Why did I talk like Yoda then?
Fuel on board he has approximately 45%.
45% he has.
Correct.
That should do him till the end of the race. 7 minutes left.
I would hope so, because that's approximately how much Hellraiser currently has on board. Give or take a couple of percent.
Yeah, these guys in a 15-minute qualifying session, they'll usually burn about 80%, and there's about half the qualifying session left. So I reckon he'll be bang on. I mean, this isn't the qualifying session, guys.
Speaking of Hellraiser, he was a couple of tenths up on his personal fastest time through that second sector, so I'm just keen to see if he improves. He's done a 40.9 so far, a couple of laps ago. Can he do better? He does. He does a 1 minute 40.645.
That's nothing to sneeze at.
I would be jumping for joy if I could get into the 40s.
Yeah.
I think the best time I managed to do in practice was a 41.2 or thereabouts.
Yeah, what was your qualifying lap?
That's a very good question that I don't know the answer to. All I know was it was P3. That's all I was focused on.
Well, let's do a bit of process of elimination here, because you were a 10th and a half off the pole position, and the pole position was a 41.2, I believe. So 41.
I'd say a 41.4.
Yeah, that sounds about
41.4
right.
probably. So where are we with the 2-3-4 battle? Well, you've got Morgan Davey, who is right on the rear wing of Spikey. It's 2 tenths there. Adam's conservatively sitting behind, 7 tenths behind Morgan. He's within slipstream. He's shown us so far this race that he's quite the cluey driver. He knows that section of track it's not the time to attack. As he gets a pretty good exit onto the main straight and is managing to claw some time back on the Corvette, even though it is an absolute bullet in a straight line, and the main straight on this track just goes on for an eternity. So while this track layout may suit the Corvettes in terms of their straight line speed, it isn't that friendly to them in terms of fuel consumption.
Yeah, it's a very mixed track. Of course, you have the long straights, but you also have the tight and technical sections between turn 1 and 5, and also between turns 9 and 14.
I just feel myself personally that first sector flows a lot better than the final sector, which can be borderline terrifying.
Yeah, I mean, I love the first sector. It's honestly one of my favorite pieces of track. I mean, that's coming from someone who likes the C layout of Sardegna. The short one.
I don't mind the short one either. I've had some good races there before in the past.
Morgan Davey! Oh, he got stuck up on the grass for ages. It looked like he was going to lose it, but holds on to it. That's car control right there. We'll catch that on the Next Level Racing action replay. And
that's brought Adam right up under his rear bumper, less than 2 tenths coming onto the main straight. This could get very interesting coming turn 1. Adam's going for it. He's going to have it done well before right on the braking zone. He's got the inside line. All he has to...
a little bit of contact! Contact!
Boys. Settle it down, boys. Ooh.
That was like rubbing, but I guess they say rubbing is racing.
That was...
Whoa, that's not a move you want to go for! Ooh! My goodness!
We are talking about Morgan here. You've kind of got to change your perspective on things.
Oh, that was a very interesting move, or attempted a move.
Your average driver, if you think, nah, he won't go for a move here, basically think the opposite for Morgan, because he bloody well will.
Definitely an interesting move.
And just noticing the weather's gotten a little bit unfriendly here. The dark clouds are rolling in over the mountains.
Yeah,
it's getting a bit gloomy here.
Yeah, it's going to make the track a little bit more slippery. So these guys just need to be a bit more careful coming through turn 13, where they are now.
And just looking on board here, we are on lap 28 with 2 minutes and 10 seconds to go. We are going to have
2 more laps.
2 more laps. I don't know if Morgan's got enough fuel.
Is he on the light?
He's on the light.
Oh, this could be
So we
heartbreak
had-
for Morgan.
Yeah, he's crossed the line with 1:50 to go. He's got 2 more laps. He's just realised he's backed off. He has just realised he's got to
Yeah.
do 2 more laps. Adam's good. He's got about 10% fuel. Kiwi Raikkonen's got maybe 1% more, so he's good. Distinct Andrew's about the same. Let's have a look back to Hellraiser. He's actually really good for fuel. He's 15% easily. Jeeesh is on the light. If he'll be able to drive it home. And rikkibobby is probably about 15%, and yeah, you were right. He has been going for fastest lap. Got
40.3.
40.3, so not through lack of trying.
If Distinct
Hasn't
Andrew
quite
didn't
gone there.
improve that lap time, it would have been the fastest lap.
Yeah, he's probably cursing Distinct Andrew in a very friendly manner right now.
Yeah.
I just want that extra point.
Yeah. He got very close to his...
Adam has made his way past Morgan.
Oh, yeah, he did.
Wait,
Yeah,
sorry.
on the back straight, yeah.
Yep, never mind. Sorry, don't mind me.
Morgan Davies
had a
in
brain
big
fart.
trouble though. 3 seconds the gap to Hellraiser.
I think Hellraiser's going to get him.
Easily. 2 seconds. That gap is just coming straight down. He must be in fuel mode 6 or something.
He is fuel mode 6. He's lifting off in 4th gear. He just...
Yeah, Hellraiser just goes straight
and
past.
he's crossed the line.
Oh
He's crossed the
no!
line. Oh, Morgan's going to run out of fuel.
No, he's finished. He got P4.
Oh.
Oh my gosh. How's he done that? That is insane.
He's done that by thousandths of a second, I would imagine.
Just like we saw in the pre-season where Hellraiser beat out Morgan Davey by a very similar margin. Morgan Davey pips Hellraiser to the line by 18 hundredths of a second.
Throughout the length of a season, things have come full circle.
Yeah. It's funny how everything, it's just deja vu this race, I swear. As we see rikkibobby come to the line.
Oh, both Kiwi and Adam are in a very similar situations for fuel, so both of them will get home, I imagine, but I don't see Adam closing up on Kiwi, not to the tune of 2.6 seconds.
Bit of a smoke show from rikkibobby as he went across the line as well. As we see Distinct Andrew, the champion of Division 1's in Sector 1 Supercars. This man has driven absolutely incredibly, and he comes across the line P1 to take his 5th win of the season, I believe. Kiwi Raikkonen P2 and Atom in P3. And I believe rikkibobby has broken the game and caused there to be permanent yellow flags at the first sector. But doesn't matter. Everyone has been checkered flagged now. So...
Alrighty, chat. Start popping in your Driver of the Day nominations. Just personally, I'm gonna throw my Driver of the Day nomination to Spikey, aka Kiwi Raikkonen. Qualified well, had a few little moments in the race that upset his rhythm, but he managed to compose himself and bring himself back from that and finish in a very solid P2. So that gets my nomination.
Yeah, I have to agree. I got to give it to Kiwi Raikkonen. He returned after a bit of a break, and he's got a good qualifying and started P2, finished P2. It was good drive. He handled the fuel usage of the Corvette and got it home. So great to see from Kiwi Raikkonen. Good job. We have a few in chat. We have from Stranger. We have Driver of the Day Hellraiser. We have Driver of the Day Morgs for KarenUnleashed. D-Brev gives it to Kiwi. Dadson to Kiwi. Morgan gives it to Kiwi. And Bumcrack to Morgan. And yeah, so I think it's more or less with Kiwi, Raikkonen and Spikey for Driver of the Day. You have a few for Hellraiser, a few for Morgan. I think those three are very deserving of it. I think also somebody else that's deserving of it is Atom. He had a good race. He started on pole and finished in third, so he didn't convert it to a win, but he converted it to a podium, and yeah, I reckon somebody could make a case for Atom. So Womble gives Driver of the Day to Womble or Atom. So that's a new one from Womble. Anyway.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure to get Driver of the Day, you've got to actually be on track. So I think that puts Womble out of the running for this one.
I don't know what you're talking about. Womble's got Driver of the Day in every race this season. Anyways, that's all for the Division 1 and 3, our Group A week for Season 6 of the S1 Supercars. And when I say that was a good 8 races, I mean it. That was just incredible season-long racing from everyone that was involved. All the drivers, all the team owners, all the admin, all the race directors that come and help out. It just makes everything run so nice and smooth. And at times we don't have the game that we need and we want, but we work with what we've got and we roll through it and we get brilliant races like the 2 we've had tonight, where we get to crown champions and see some mega battles for podiums. So that's everything I've got to say. Carbon Boy, do you have any last remarks or?
I'd just like to say well done to all the drivers for their efforts throughout the season, putting on a fantastic show for all of us. It's been an absolute pleasure to be here in the comms box, watching you guys go at it, do your thing. I'd also like to say thank you to all of the viewers, wherever you may be, for tuning in, hitting that like button, maybe smashing the subscribe button while you're there. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge, wink, wink. And also for putting up with the sound of yours truly in the comms box. It's actually been a lot of fun, a little bit nerve-wracking at times, but all in all, I'm enjoying it, and I hope you all are too. And just like to say thank you also to everyone I share the comms box with for tolerating me, basically, especially after last week's little. Well, let's just say Destruction Derby in the comms box. I had a few things. I had a few things that I needed to come up here during the week and fix to make sure everything was all working again for this week. So, yeah, good times all around.
Yeah, it's been good having you in the commentary box. For whenever we've done the races together, Carbon Boy, you've been a good addition to the commentary box. And to our viewers, if you haven't already, click the link below and join the Sector 1 official Discord server to get on the action and have a bit of fun like you've seen on track tonight. And stay tuned for next week, as we'll have the Group B race, which will be the final 2 races of Season 6 of the Sector 1 Supercars Championship.
I'm really looking forward to that, actually, because
I don't like my division.
Well, I mean, I was looking forward to potentially doing comms on either one of the 2 races, maybe both. We'll see how that goes. Yeah, both divisions usually provide, well, so far this season have provided some absolutely fantastic and entertaining racing.
Yeah,
So
up and
now that
down
my
our divisions,
season's
it's
done and
been
dusted,
incredible.
I can relax a little bit and really enjoy it.
Yeah, so we'll see you all when we see you next, and we have 2 more races, and then we're into season 7. Which, if you want to know the details for season 7, it's all publicly available on the Discord server that I mentioned previously. Just head on over and check the community announcements channel, and you'll find everything you need in there. So that's everything from me. I'm assuming that's everything from you, Carbon Boy, unless you want to profess your love or something like that.
Yeah, nah.
Okay. All right. That's all from us for Sector 1 Group A racing, and we'll talk to you next time. And that's everything from Lenosis and Carbon Boy signing out.